Hello and welcome to Total IELTS, and in today's lesson I'll be looking at listening test strategies, completing notes, specifically forms. Part 1 of the listening test we'll be looking at specifically with some information, strategies and tips on how to maximize your score. Now, part 1 of the listening test is generally considered to be the easiest part in that in this task you're just listening for specific information. In this part, students usually score quite well, often getting full marks. So it's a chance or opportunity for you to put some points on the board, which of course will have a positive impact on your overall listening band score. So when you're completing the form, there's always two speakers, and it's always a social situation. One person is asking questions and the other one is giving information. There are usually 10 questions and they're always written answers. And the answers are a variety of personal information and information about the topic on the form. Just to remind you that since 2020, there's no more example in the IELTS listening test. And what once were called sections are now called parts. So before you listen, always read and follow the instructions for your written answers. If the instruction says no more than 3 words and or a number, that means you can write up to a maximum of 3 words plus a number, and one number equals 1 word. Try to predict the type of information that you're gonna hear. Here in number 1, the answer will be a number because it's how many pounds per hour. And in number 2, the answer here will be a date because it's Thursday, date at 6 p.m. When it comes to writing numbers on your answer sheet, write the numbers as numbers, not words. And in this way, you'll avoid spelling mistakes. For example, write the number 88. Don't try to spell it because if it's incorrectly spelt, that means it will be graded incorrect. Long numbers such as telephone numbers are usually repeated, and prices are usually in dollars, euros, or pounds. So be familiar with these symbols and their pronunciation. The spelling of days and months, of course, all begin with capital letters, but you can abbreviate the day or the month. When listening for dates, be familiar with the pronunciation of ordinal numbers, for example, the 21st. Dates can be spoken in a variety of ways. For example, the 12th of October 2021 or October the 12th, 2021. And there are several ways that you can write the dates correctly. You can write October 12, 12th October and 12 October, and of course you can abbreviate the month October. You can also write dates as numbers. For example, 21st of October can be written as 2110, that's the British method, or the American method, October 21 or 1021. And dates written as numbers count as one word. So in the paper-based test, you can write your answers in capitals or lowercase. It's advisable to write in capitals because they are easier to read and you avoid any incorrect punctuation, which will be marked incorrect. Once you've written your answer, check that it fits. For example, here in number 8, you are listening for a type of personal quality or ability. And the tape script says you must be able to think quickly. So the answer here is think quickly. You are expected to spell common words correctly. However, less common ones such as people's names or place names will be spelled out for you. Here in question 10, we have the spelling of a surname, Manuja. Be aware of the use of distractors. This is where there are several possible answers, or the answer you thought was correct is suddenly changed. For example, the man asks, "Is it washing up?" So you might be tempted to think the answer is washing up. The woman answers, "It's answering the phone." And then for good measure, she says, "Not waiting at table." So the correct answer is answering the phone, and the two other distractors are washing up and not waiting at table. When it comes to distractors, be patient. Don't write down the first possible answer you hear. Listen carefully for the distractors. Answers for all question types in the listening test are in the same order as the information you hear on the recording. So you won't hear the answer for number 3 after you've answered number 4. Always follow the question numbers for the order you will hear the answers. Don't change the word you hear in the recording. You will hear the exact word you need to write in the gaps, even though words around it may be paraphrased. Don't spend too long on one answer. You will lose your place in the recording and it will be very difficult to catch up. So if you're spending too long on one answer, leave it and come back at the end, and if you're still not sure, guess.